Oh, no.
And she's back.
Ashley Gamboa.
Oh, le point point.
En français, est très mauvais.
Oh, there you go. Oh, now, leg drop.
I don't lose, that's what that is. Je gagne parce que je suis la crème de la crème.
Hello and welcome to your close-up with La Creme de la Creme, Ashley D'Amboise. I'm Women's Wrestling Army commentator Alyssa Marino, and in this exclusive limited series, we're going to dig in, we're going to take a deeper look at some of your matches here at Women's Wrestling Army. But first and foremost, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for the introduction. I love it. I'm excited to reflect and to move forward.
You know, reflection is always so important. So let's get things started with when we first got to meet you at Women's Wrestling Army in Chicago for our Begin Anywhere tapings. What emotions were you feeling as you got ready for your WWA debut?
It was a little overwhelming. There was a lot of powerful women in the locker room, a lot of things happening in a short amount of time, and I kind of just went in there with no expectations except to put my best foot forward. And I think that I did the best that I could in that arena, in that moment.
I believe you even said that ahead of the matchup that you were planning to put your best foot forward. And you were also set to take on Tootie Lynn Ramsey in your debut. Can you take us through your mentality when it comes to approaching a first? Oh my gosh, I love that we have a cameo. Hello.
Sorry.
No, that's perfect. Oh, oh my God, hello. Have some decorum. I'm just kidding. Okay, but coming back to your first matchup was against Tootie Lynn Ramsey. Can you take us through the mentality when it comes to approaching a first-time matchup like this?
First of all, I had never met her before. I had to quickly study up on my opponent with whatever time I had in the moment. I learned that she throws a lot of kicks. She's uses a lot of lower body as her weapon because she has, I believe it's like karate or some kind of martial arts as her base training. So studying up on what to expect in the ring, what kind of movements she'd want to do, and try to like beat her to it, because I like to use my legs a lot too, but in a more of a power way than in a striking way. Subtle difference, but in my head it's different. It was enjoyable to go against her though. She's quick. She's a little spitfire. So I learned a lot, but also I like I said, put my best foot forward, and I was able to come out on top that time.
And let's actually see how all of that research and that preparation paid off for you. And let's take it to the match right now.
Opportunity here for one of these women, to maybe get on the map a little bit bigger than they are currently. And the first degree black belt is going to town in the corner.
To get head first into the turnbuckle for Tootie Lynn. People always say, oh, this is wrestling, it's not ballet, but ballet can be brutal.
Absolutely, a lot of injuries in ballet. Apparently, Ashley's dad has never seen Black Swan. Hopefully, he doesn't watch that anytime soon.
It's hard to deliver. That's when you can really count on that fighting spirit of Tootie Lynn to really show itself. Oh no, what a...
Very cocky.
Yeah.
There's a fine line between confidence and cockiness.
We're like pirouetting. Big slam from D'Amboise. The Tootie Lynn, the little blue dragon.
Down across the lower back, and a big smile on the face.
Ashley D'Amboise is very proud of herself.
Those Quebecois
Lynn whipped into the corner, but goes up and over.
missed that clothesline attempt though, and here comes Ashley connecting. Oh, cross body, but Ashley rolls through into a cover. She's got the tights.
Oh!
Only two. As they rolled all the way through. Almost stole one here.
Dangerously close. Definitely taking the ire of Tootie Lynn. Oh, swift kick right to the chest. But now caught up by D'Amboise. Oh, spine first into the corner.
Oh, missed the stop though.
Oh, that could have been devastating for Tootie Lynn.
And that right knee actually buckled for Ashley. And that slight delay cost her. Hit the buckles, nobody home. But can Tootie fight back? Back elbow connects.
Oh,
there's a crossbody.
Takes her down the cover from Tootie Lynn.
Oh, as Tootie Lynn controls the wrist.
Ooh. Thudding blows.
Oh, man. Oh!
Flurry of kicks from the little blue dragon. So much damage done to that shoulder. Oh, that could have been night for D'Amboise.
Right there, cover!
Bon nuit, no!
Count of deux.
Oh, nice. See, you know some French.
I get by.
Oh, wow, look, up on the shoulders. Tootie Lynn, no. More elbows to the jaw of D'Amboise.
Uh-oh.
Oh, le grand pas! Is that it for Tootie Lynn? That's it! Ashley D'Amboise, an incredible end to that matchup with Le Grand Bas.
So you said, Ashley, that you were able to learn a lot from this matchup. What do you feel like you learned about Tootie Lynn Ramsey after going toe-to-toe with the little blue dragon?
Her speed. Because I'm always told that I'm super fast. I'm so sorry about this stuff. that I'm quick in the ring. So I like to brag about that a little bit when I talk about my style. However, she's sharp. So made me look at responsiveness in a new way. So how to respond when someone might be quicker than you. And so my biggest takeaway was the awareness and never letting your opponent out of your view.
And I mean, not for nothing, but we did see you get caught holding Tootie Lynn by the tights when you went for that one cover. Did that at all, rattle you or force you to change strategy mid-match?
That was on camera?
Yeah, we caught that. The ref caught it, so we did catch it.
Well, you can't blame someone for going out there wanting to put their best foot forward and doing whatever it takes to win at the end of the day. So I might have just grasped for whatever I could in the moment, to take the W.
And take the W. Take the W you did. And you had so much confidence on display throughout this competition and a really strong first impression. How are you feeling afterward as you reflected on your performance in your WWA debut?
I was on a high. After that, my adrenaline was out the ceiling. This is the real first sit down reflection, take a moment that I've done since then, because things just keep rolling. So, grab the tights, didn't grab the tights, I don't remember, but whatever I did, and it worked. So I keep going. There's no stopping. You can't stop me. Have you heard my new music? That's it.
You are unstoppable. This is for sure. And I do want to touch on something, because before the match, you said that maybe you and the little blue dragon would shake hands and get deep dish pizza. Did you ever end up getting any Chicago style slices while you were out there?
No, I think she satisfied all my cravings in that match, though.
Ooh, I like it. Okay, I like that. And now I know you have a background in bodybuilding, correct?
Yes.
Perfect. And you referred to yourself when you were talking before the match as being off season. Can you take us through, what that means and how those seasons differ?
Yes. I'm in the transition to go back on season, so I missed that moment when you asked me that question, and I was like, I could have deep dish pizza right now. Now, not so much. So being in the transition to go back on season, I am back to meal prepping, back to looking at my macros, but not weighing anything out yet. So I'm doing everything by eye. When it comes down to being on or off season, what that really means is my diet. What I'm eating, when I'm eating, how much I'm eating, period. The training never differs, which says a lot about what nutrition, the aspect that nutrition plays when it comes to aesthetically changing your body or with strength training your body. It's all in the food that you eat. It's the input for the output. And your performance, almost as long as you keep moving, as long as you keep working your entire body, you're going to keep getting stronger. When it comes to the competition aspect, though, when I'm on my 12-week program, that's where we start to file down. That's where I have an aesthetic goal. That's where I want the V taper in the waist, the bigger shoulders, the bigger hips, the more prominent quads and hamstring development, matching up my calves with my quads to be proportionate, not as big as my quads. That would be ridiculous. Yeah, right now I'm just trying to get back into my discipline mode where I'm not like, I can eat whatever I want, because now it's like, you step on the scale, you're like, okay, well, we'll rein it in now. I have like a stopping point.
I understand. Okay, so competition season is kind of looming, but before we get fully into it, I gotta ask the go-to be-all, end-all cheat meal for when you are off-season, when you can have anything you like.
It's always candy. It's always candy.
Okay.
So,
any kind of candy or?
Reese's peanut butter cups.
Oh. Great choice.
Yeah. And I use that to help me in my gain phase. So I have clients right now that want to put on size, and a lot of times like people just are not eating enough to get gains. So if you want to eat enough to get gains, my secret weapon is Reese's peanut butter cups as a pre-workout.
Okay, everyone can take notes, Okay.
Take notes. You'll see
Reese's
some
peanut butter cups. I like it. So now, as we move on in your WWA career, the next time we get to see you is in singles competition again, this time against Lena Lennox. And you got very chatty, albeit in French, with the audience in Chicago. And my French, it's basic at best. I was able to pick out a few, words and phrases, but what kind of things were you saying in the ring?
Girl, this is one of my favorite. This match contains one of my favorite moments in my wrestling career so far.
Okay.
In terms of how I was playing with the audience, right? So I wasn't even at this moment playing with the audience intentionally. I was beating up Lena. I remember that. Someone in the audience said, "Do it again," and I didn't want to. So I said, "Ferme la bouche." And they were like, do it again. How do you say do it again in French? And I yelled louder, "Ferme la bouche." And that means shut your mouth. And so whoever the ringleader was thought that I was politely telling him how to say do it again in French. So everyone started chanting, "Ferme la bouche, ferme la bouche." And I was just like, I was like, oh, don't laugh at this. But it was so freaking funny. I'm literally in the process of making a shirt that says "Ferme la bouche."
Good. Well, while we're on a little bit of a French lesson here, can you take us through some of the meanings behind the French names of some of your signature offense, like Le Grand Bas and the Tour de Cou?
I love that you're asking. And I love that you know them. So Le Grand Bas is the term I coined for the rock bottom or Ernagi. It is La Grand Bas is the big bottom. So that's the big finisher. The big bottom line, boom, 1, 2, 3. When you get hit with that, you know you're done. Then, sorry, my cat is climbing like a maniac right now.
Oh, he's like, are we learning French?
Yeah, he's like, wow, we're doing this? Oh my goodness. Le Tour de Cou is the neck turn of the neck. So my flipping neck breaker. Torticoup. And I want these all based around either French or dance. So la tour is a turn, and I used to do a lot of those pirouettes when I was a ballerina. And then a coup is the neck. And then the last one that I use right now is, oh my goodness, le pas de chat. So the pas de chat is the leg drop that I do. And that's like a weaving kind of where I have you locked in one of your, either I kick them or they duck, and then this two back leg drop. So the pas de chat is called step of the cat. And in dance, it's like this little, if these are my, let me come up a little bit. If these are my feet and I'm in a fifth position, you jump, and then you land. So your legs are like jumping up and over something like a cat. And it's kind of like my boom leg drop.
The more you know. And maybe that's why your cat was getting so involved. It's like, wait, are we talking about me?
Yeah, the pas de chat, the step of the cat.
Well,
so cute.
fabulous. well, while we're talking about le pas de chat and your signature offense, let's see some of these moves in action with that matchup right now.
Cool.
Trying to get the fans of Chicago to speak French to her.
Don't know how well that's gonna work out.
Yeah, like, you know, once they get to like, oh, juice, I'm done.
Oh, there you go. Trying to get herself back up to a vertical base. They flip Ashley D'Amboise over.
Nice fireman's carry there. And
Oh, and now clubbing blow between the shoulder blades, and D'Amboise dropping her full body onto the lower back of Lennox. Ashley D'Amboise, who calls herself la creme de la creme. It can definitely be a bit sour, a bit surly as well.
well, who likes sour cream?
Exactly. Well,
My wife does.
It's kind of gross.
Like, bad example.
Lena Lennox now issuing a chop in return to D'Amboise. D'Amboise now laying into Lennox snapmare.
And Ashley's got that mean streak in her that you can see. Cover.
In the leg. Lennox kicks out. In a very loose translation, I mean, shut your mouth, but.
Mais français est très mauvais.
Oh, there you go. Oh, now leg drop. Lena Lennox.
That light bulb going off on Ashley as she got back to her feet.
And then
Trying to turn it up a notch here. Cover.
Is that it? Lena Lennox kicks out. Now the cover once more. Ashley D'Amboise so frustrated.
Well, that's the thing. Every time Lennox kicks out, Ashley gets more and more frustrated.
D'Amboise off the ropes.
Oh!
Big
Hard clothesline right in the chest and back elbow.
back elbow. Ashley D'Amboise able to duck. Oh, and taking down the spine buster. And rolling over. Oh, D'Amboise.
So close.
There was a way to potentially shut her up.
I think beating her would do that.
Definitely. I think she'd be absolutely speechless at the idea of a loss. Now the neon light suplex, but D'Amboise kicks out. Making her way up to that top turnbuckle, but boot is caught, and she's dragged back down by Ashley D'Amboise.
A hellacious spill. Lennox on wobbly legs out of the corner.
And caught. Left arm bomb by Ashley D'Amboise. The hook of the leg, and that's it.
A heck of a showing for the youngster.
Yeah, Lena Lennox really gave everything she has in this matchup. But Ashley D'Amboise, I mean, in her own words, says that was fini. Another impressive showing by D'Amboise here at Women's Wrestling Army.
Okay, so coming out of this matchup, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling strong. I'm feeling pretty strong. That one was night and day compared to the first match that I had up. I know that this opponent has had a little bit more experience than Tootie Lynn. So there was, and a totally different style too. So I really had to just forget about everything that I just learned and switch gears. But yeah, I also didn't really know anything about her in terms of like being in a locker room with her, being in the ring with her, what kind of style she has. I saw her do a little bit of movement recently right before we had our match, and it gave me a little bit of a hint or a tip off, but I kind of just went in there worried less about her style this time and more just about how the power I wanted to exert in this match.
Well, it certainly worked in your favor. And your next match, you were able to head into it undefeated at this time. And this was with an opponent that you did have some experience with. But did that undefeated mindset bolster your confidence as you prepared to face the Afropunk Trish Adora?
No. I know my place still. I know my experience level still. And I went into that match maybe a little cocky, but like extremely aware of the fact of who Trish Adora is, her experience, what she's done so far in the industry. I've worked with her on other promotions before. And like, as you said, I've actually wrestled her before. So I was more prepared, but I never for a moment was like, oh, I know what's going to happen. Or like, oh, I got this because I've wrestled her before. I think I was way more cautious with her than I was with the other ones, because the more you know, the more you know. And I feel like I did my best in that. It was the most competitive match that I've had at WWA, period. So even though I didn't win that one, I left there feeling more inspired, I think, than the other two. So there's something to gain out of everything.
Definitely is, and that's why we think and we reflect. Now, and also ahead of this match, you knew that Trish was coming into the matchup still a bit fired up after her bout with Deonna Purrazzo. Did that affect your mentality or your strategy with how you planned to handle things in the ring? Well, or was it kind of still?
I did see that match, and that was, both of those women inspire me so much, man. I just relish the fact to get in the ring with them if I can, and more so, like, I'm there, I'm focused, I know I want to win, but it's almost an out-of-body experience. Like, can I watch this while it's happening and take notes and learn in the moment while it's unfolding? Because when you're watching these two beasts go at it in the ring and you're seeing how they counter each other like this, I was in awe, but also very much like I'm next. So I didn't grab any tights that time, but I tried what I could, and without losing too much integrity, did my best. And now I have a new learning lesson.
Well, let's relive some of those learning lessons and watch some clips from that match right now.
Phenomenal is now test of strength issued by Ashley D'Amboise. Trish Adora. Big suplex. Ashley D'Amboise able to kick out. Volleys back and forth with these holds. Ashley D'Amboise certainly known for her footwork inside the ring, but now driven.
Of Women's Wrestling Army. Here we got a huge main event coming up later on tonight.
Now, but rolling through the coup from Ashley D'Amboise. D'Amboise, though, on the offense, scoops up Trish Adora, but lands her down.
And Trish putting on the brakes. Second time, no. Arm wringer, up and over the top, into the ropes, nope. And Wasp puts on the brakes, ducks under, breaker.
Trish Adora now being thrown face first into the turnbuckle by D'Amboise. Unleashes a backhand strike. Throws Trish Adora back into the center of the ring. Kick to the spine, and now wrenching back, putting all that pressure on the shoulder blades.
Pressure on both shoulders. Trying to make Adora say, I quit. Trish up to a standing position, forces the shoulders down and gets a 2 count.
Certainly a wise maneuver from Adora. Now takes D'Amboise off her feet. Oh heavens! Look at this! Absolutely inventive, super innovative.
Going right back on the offense.
D'Amboise super resilient. Oh, but no, once more. Shoulder first impact to the mat. Such a well-educated competitor, such a strategist, a technician is Trish Adora, who is now just unleashing a flurry of strikes to the chest of D'Amboise. D'Amboise able to duck. Oh! Big pump kick.
Could not duck that pump kick. Oh, and could not avoid the senton.
Yeah, the prone D'Amboise now scooped up for the cover. Kicks out. Keeps fighting, but now finds herself up on the shoulders of Trish Adora.
Slips out the back door and grabs a waistlock. Adora says no thank you. Standing switch.
Takes D'Amboise off her feet for the suplex. The shoulders are down. 2 count only. Oh, looking for the clown bob, but Trish Adora able to roll D'Amboise off of her.
Great counter right there from Adora. Oh!
Swift kick to the back of the head from D'Amboise. Trying to make Trish Adora say, bonne nuit et adieu. But Trish Adora hooks the leg of D'Amboise. Shifts the momentum, the cover. Oh! D'Amboise able to duck beneath. Hook in the arms, looking for that backslide. Trish Adora's shoulders are down. Only a 2 count.
Adora made D'Amboise fight for that backslide.
But now swept up by Adora. Oh! Quick, just squeaking out of the clutches of Adora. D'Amboise.
Oh, what a backbreaker.
Adora stands tall, stands proud, looking to end it for D'Amboise. Harriet Tubman hooks the leg for the win. Here it is.
So I know that I asked Trish this question, and I wanted to get your take on it. You two faced earlier in the year at WWR Plus, or it was actually a year earlier, correct? At WWR Plus. So, okay, so some time has passed. How do you feel like you've changed as a competitor since that first meeting?
Oh, much more awareness. Much more ring awareness. I almost felt like I was in the middle of a storm when I was in there the first time with her. She's very, she just controlling in the ring. Like, you are, when she's on top, she's on top. There's no, it's hard to get back on top once you lose that momentum, once you lose that control. This time, like I said, it was almost like an out-of-body experience where I wanted to be able to see what's happening in the moment, seeing omnisciently what's happening so I could respond and react while it's but I'm not there yet with her. You know what I mean? But I think third time's a charm. So I'm looking forward to, I'm not giving up. Shoot, you tell me no, I'm gonna find a way. And no one particularly told me no, but I know where I need to pick up.
And of course, as we've already, really made clear, you're unstoppable. So there's no stopping you. There's no stopping you. And this match, though, did deal you your first loss at Women's Wrestling Army. So where do you go from here to change the tide for you in WWA?
I think it really depends on who my lineup is, who's next on my card, Because each competitor was so different. That's one of the things I love about WWA is everyone has such a unique style and approach to their wrestling. Trish Adora is so intellectual with it. You really that's why I want to pick her brain while she's pulling my head off. I'm like, that was good. Stay focused. Here I am. Okay, how did I let myself get here? So I think now that I'm acquainted with most of the roster and I'm seeing who's being brought in, I think my new approach is to just study them a little bit more and kind of ingrain in my head what their styles are, what their go-tos are, what the signs are of when they're about to hit one of their signature moves. Oh,
Hello again.
hey. He's like, Potty Shop? I was busy when you said it, sure.
Had to come back for that moment. And Ashley, I'm glad that you said that you have been getting more acquainted with the WWA roster, because one of the things that we like to do here on these close-ups, just for a little bit of fun, is we like to do WWA roster superlatives. So kind of those yearbook superlatives, most likely to fill in the blank. You were voted with a couple of our past episodes on a different category, so I'll fill you in on that. But first and foremost, who do you think would be most likely to stay up late partying?
Let's say Maserati.
Okay, you're not the first one to answer that. Okay, we've most likely to believe that they can fix something themselves.
Riley.
Oh yeah, and with
I can do it.
We love the can-do attitude, and if it involves maybe a sword getting involved, that can also happen.
Yes.
Most likely to have snacks on hand.
Me. I'm like, I definitely have my pre-match snacks.
Reese's peanut butter cups for gains. We know.
Exactly. You need to start sponsoring me, man. Hey, Reese's.
Manifesting it.
I want free Reese's.
Especially if you're basically prescribing them to people. I mean, you might as well.
I am. Literally, my clients are like, you want me to eat what? I was like, do you want gains or what?
Get serious. Okay, who would you say is most likely to chat one's ear off?
Well, you know what? I will say this. I will throw, because she called me the worst Canadian in the world. Allison Danger.
Oh, that's such a good answer, because she was really picking on you as not being a
you don't know what
Canadian enough.
Is. Yeah, I was like, but what? Like, I was raised in Florida.
It's true, but that Canadian blood, she expected more. It's okay.
I know. Hey, look, I just spent over a week in Canada. I am fully refreshed, Canadianized.
You have to report back to Coach Danger on that for our next set of
100%.
briefings for sure.
I will.
Most likely to cry over a movie.
Oh, Allie Rex.
Oh, we love Allie Rex. But Ashley, I do have to share that this was the category that you were voted for, because folks feel that you are in touch with your emotions, and that's not a bad thing. But I'm curious, are you a big movie crier?
I just cried in a movie yesterday.
Well, you know what? It's nice and refreshing to know that your fellow roster mates are not too far off. So it's fair, at least.
This is a predatory sport. You gotta understand. I got voted the most likely to cry. I gotta step it up.
I mean, but they also said it wasn't a bad thing. That can be a driving force emotion, you know?
It's you. It's one of those things. Yeah. No. A driving force thing. You know what? I will use that in the ring next time. Thank you for my new motivation.
Ashley, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today. This has been a blast to go through some of your matches, and to all of our friends at home, we appreciate you tuning in on Pro Wrestling TV and subscribing over on Brand Army for exclusive content. And be sure that you get your tickets now for anywhere you land. As we mentioned, it's taking place November 4th and 5th back in the Chicago area at the iconic Berwyn Eagles Club. Ashley, we cannot wait to see you there. To all our friends, see you very soon.
Thank you.